Look, I did say I wasn't gonna talk about this shit anymore, but I'm gonna make this one exception because I hate this nigga and I hate people like him. Baldmere wants you gone and plays the victim. Let's get started. Because I watched a little bit of this, first 15 seconds of the intro. This man Arikato collected way more evidence than I did in my other video. So let's.
A source of negativity, right? A lot of gacha developers are pedophiles. What I'm doing here.
Okay, hold on. Let's just go back. Let's just go back.
I do not want to be a source of negativity, right? A lot of gacha developers are pedophiles. What I'm doing here is very different from what I feel a lot of people are doing that do make critical videos. Everybody that plays this game is a blatant pedophile. But again, a lot of people take these things personally. You deserve to die, and that is not a joke. What I'm trying to do here, I just feel like isn't really welcomed. You should never be around children, and I hope you don't have kids of your own or younger siblings, because I do not trust you around children. You deserve to be in jail. I don't feel like people really want me to make these videos. I hope a truck runs you over and slowly drags you across the concrete so that you feel your body rip apart as you draw your final, pitiful, worthless breath.
Are you guys noticing, right, that the most unhinged, insufferable, moral policing people like Baldmere says the most crazy shit ever about a person that is just liking fictional characters? And I'm gonna keep saying this. There's a guy out there that has a full-time job, and then when he gets off of work, he wants to play Zenless Zone Zero or Goon to his favorite characters like Suna or Nanganyu or Arya. And this is the type of shit that this is y'all. Keep in mind. This is what people respect in the ZZ community. The moral people, the ethical gooners. This is what y'all represent right here.
Actual players of Zenless Zone Zero don't really like these videos that I make. If you are attracted to her, you deserve a slow, agonizing death.
There's literally a reason, and the funniest shit ever when he tries to play victim in that whole fucking video. My guy, when you say shit like that and say you should objectively die over fictional characters, of course people are gonna clap back and call you stupid for it. You are stupid. You're retarded. I'm just gonna say it, bro. I'm just gonna say it. You really are this fucking stupid. What makes you think people are just gonna take that fucking slander and that bullshit lightly? No, nobody is, bro. And I'm only saying this because I hate niggas like him.
Okay, let's dive into this one. Bladimir is a Zenless Zone Zero creator who recently put out a rant video titled, "I hate Zenless, why do I still play it?" This video was not well received and is floating around a mixed reception at best, and mostly negative at worst.
There's a lot of my people in that comment section, bro. Bro, there was a lot of my people in the comment section.
Here's the gist of the video. Bladimir claims that the gacha community do not like criticism of their games simply on the basis of them being criticisms. He considers his critiques to be a cut above the average critique video in the gacha space. He believes that his primary audience are those who don't actively play Zenless Zone Zero, while actual fans do not support his content because of sunk cost fallacy and feelings of being personally attacked.
All of these things right here is so fucked. The first point right there, criticism is bad and not allowed. Sometimes there's good, sometimes there's bad criticisms. Then him saying his critique is better than the rest, bro. You are not better than the rest. That's where I was saying the ego part in my last video talk about him, where I said his ego was fucking massive because he thinks he is objectively right on all the other things he has said before in the past. Saying the death threats about people who like the lolly characters, saying that the redesigns of some of these characters are fucking peak, like saying Yadari should have been like having like a ghost outfit, which is not actually the case at all. If you couldn't tell, she's an octopus, but her main draw is a fucking kraken. And you know what krakens are mainly used in that type of media? Sailor fucking media, bro. And you know what sailors like to do? Tell fucking stories of these eldritch beasts living down in the fucking sea. Like, for instance, Cthulhu, etc. The Kraken. Come on, boys. And then saying his audience is not a majority of the ZZ community. My guy, you made your most popular videos on your channel is Zenless Zone Zero videos. Actually, wait, let's take a look real quick. Bro, your most popular video was you talking about Zenless Zone Zero designs being bad. Of course, most of your people that are going to be subscribing to your channel is going to be ZZZ fans. And then you talked about Monoto, and then criticizing Season 2. And then talking about Season 3 designs. Most of your fucking... And then talking about Zenless Zone Zero. Most of your videos, unfortunately or fortunately, whether he wants to believe it or not, I don't know how he wants to go, have just been ZZZ videos. And then he tries to talk about the lolly problem. And this is where most of the criticism comes from, his critiques being objectively right. Because, you know, objectively right means I'm just going to say death threats this entire time, and I have no other plot point at all to go off of. Alright.
And Bladimir is struggling to decide where to take the future of his channel. As someone who's also a primarily ZZZ creator with a focus on critique and critical analysis, I wanted to throw my hat into the ring for this one. And yes, I will be addressing that later, so please be patient. Let's begin by addressing the impression that Bladimir does not like Zenless. First, if you go now and sort his YouTube uploads by most popular, you will notice that a majority of his top videos are exclusively about the negatives of specific gacha games, with Zenless content making up a huge chunk of that, and
Yeah.
the few videos of ZZZ that would be considered positive are presented as if the game is only finally starting to get good after a period of shortcomings and failures.
Yeah.
This is important to establish because the general consensus that online communities will have about a creator will be influenced by the content that reaches the most people, either through word of mouth and of course their most viewed videos. Second, Bladimir's video output is extremely low and offers little to none of any variety beyond critique content. No casual videos, no endgame clears, no polling videos, no account reviews, no live streams, nothing. If all people can see of you are nothing but criticisms of the game, then it's inevitable that people will call into question your actual interest in ZZZ. And
Exactly. If you are not posting, if you only post about, now I'm not saying you don't gotta post, you have to post about everything about the game. There are channels that are dedicated to like Zenless Zone Zero lore, and there are channels that do play other gacha games in the process. But if the only thing you talk about in Zenless Zone Zero is criticizing the bad things about the game, and only saying bad shit about the game, people are gonna have a very negative outlook on your fucking channel. I'm not gonna lie to you, and you as a person. If all you say is Zenless Zone Zero has done bad, and not show off the good, what does that say about you? Let's be honest. It just sounds like a dude who just joins on the Zone Zero because one of his videos popped off.
the fact that this rant video has Bladimir coming off as someone who feels his channel is trapped in ZZZ doesn't help either. Lastly, Bladimir's channel appearance has nothing that suggests he has an interest in ZZZ. The banner and more info section give nothing for the viewer to go off of, and his profile picture originates from a character in the Korean gacha game, Destiny Child. He doesn't even have any social media accounts either that could act as a secondary means to present his love for ZZZ. Now let's compare that to other critique-focused creators in the ZZZ space. Yojimbo Blade covers a variety of topics within Zenless as well as occasionally livestreaming the game, and his own avatar is literally a recolor of Billy Kid. Dwarf Rance's critique content covers a wider range of subjects in a smaller total video count, and his channel info section specifies his passion for the game. Blue Panda has a niche within the furry subsection of the gacha community, and has a variety of ZZZ content that isn't just critiques of the game. He also livestreams on occasion. Even myself, someone with a history of critiquing Zenless, has a variety of content for the game, live streams, and of course, my channel banner has Ellen Joe written all over it. I don't blame anyone who has a negative impression of Bladimir as a Zenless creator, because Bladimir himself has failed to present his channel as someone with an interest in Zenless.
And that is the problem. Everything we've seen by far of his channel, it just screams, I hate Zenless Zone Zero so much. I don't like the game. I'm only playing it because it got views. That is literally it. He doesn't post clears, he doesn't post about his account, he doesn't talk about anything about the fucking game. all he does is just shit on it. That's it.
At best, he's a variety creator that just so happened to land on ZZZ and comes off as if he's always 1 foot out of the door. Next up, we need to talk about his most popular video, the decline of ZZZ character designs, and how he perceives his own content. In this rant, he repeatedly refers to his character design video as coming from a place of objectivity over subjective opinions.
That is exact, and this is the point I was talking about too. There was a reason why I cut out all that stuff about the early on, from that reaction I was doing, because I watched the entire thing at first, and he was going on about saying, "Oh, my points are objective, my redesigns are objective. The things that I say is objective about the game. I think they're just better." And I'm like, no, character design will always be subjective. Because if there was an objectively good design, then everybody in the fucking world would just use that same design over and over and over and over again. Now, there are quote unquote objective, and I'm just saying this, objective character design archetypes that are already established that work in media. Your yanderes, your kureres, your tsunderes. That is an established archetype that objectively works in your medias. That you can say that. But subjectively, character design, it's always subjective.
By critically analyzing the character designs and just objectively looking at them for what they are, I found them lacking for various reasons. I wanted to look at those character designs critically, share my findings objectively. And again, I didn't do that because I wanted to spread hate. I did that because I wanted to share my thoughts and objectively look at it. And I found season 2 character designs lacking, you know?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, your issue is you can't keep saying objectively. You saw how he used objectively 3 times. That means he thinks whatever he thinks in his head is the right answer, and nothing else matters. No matter how much criticism everybody else gives about the character design, saying that, oh yeah, the character design's actually fine. I actually like Ye Shongguang's design. I like Yadari's design. I like Lucia's design. No, what I say goes forward. I don't care what the character designers do, like Water Kuma, A2. Oh my god, excuse me, A2 and all of them. I don't care what they say. What I think is what should happen. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's just so fucking egotistical, and you know it.
Throughout this same rant, he proceeds to put his own critique content on a pedestal as something that is better than the average critique content in the Zenless space.
But again, a lot of people take these things personally, and it creates this environment where criticism, like real criticism, is not welcome. Because I have seen a lot of videos from other people that are criticizing gacha games. They're very surface level. And I'm not saying...
Do you guys just hear how he talks? He's literally talking like a person who thinks they're full of themselves. He's literally talking like he is on the dev team of Zenless Zone Zero and he knows exactly what the fan base wanted. I'm telling you right now, if you put this man on any kind of gacha game dev team, that game would EOS within the first fucking week. And this is not even me being fucking like, this is not even me being coming like the artist talking to me or anything else. This is just me being a consumer and seeing what his redesigns were. I would have said, yeah, no, I'm not pulling for these fucking characters. No.
I make the best critical videos about gacha games. Obviously, like, no, I don't. But what I'm doing here is very different from what I feel a lot of people are doing that do make critical videos.
When put in the context that his character design video is Bladimir's most successful content on his channel, he's positioning himself to be someone whose opinions and critiques should be regarded as more important and more valuable to the Zenless space than the opinions and critiques of others.
Now, I will say this for myself. Do I critique Zenless? Yes. Do I critique the designs? Yes. There are some designs I kind of wish they were just a little better. Yadari, Lucia, and there's probably one more in my head. Who's another design? Alice. Even Alice. Alice's design didn't really click for me. I don't know. I think she just looks she's okay in my eyes. Not every design in Zenless Zone Zero is just a bombshell design, right? Now I will say, like the whole pants dilemma video I made about people just throwing pants on every character. There are so many people I've been seeing comments of, oh, so you're telling me the character could be So you're telling me a female character can be seductive and all that, but can't wear pants? Oh my god, dude. And it's like, no, that's literally not what I'm saying at all. I'm literally saying verbatim that some characters that y'all throw pants on just makes no fucking sense and doesn't actually work for their character. Like Remy Dan, it doesn't make fucking sense at all. Why is Remy Dan gonna put pants on like that? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, there's just some criticisms out there that are just bad. And people just don't understand, like, the character design at all.
And by following this line of logic that he's presenting, the Zenless space is worse off because they do not support him for reasons of sunk cost fallacy and perceived personal attacks. This is the exact kind of person I was referring to in my previous video discussing the rise of the Season 1 Puritans within the Zenless space. They're not interested in letting the game experiment with its future characters even if it comes at the cost of not appealing to certain target audiences. They're not willing to simply skip these characters and either save for someone that does appeal to them or reinvest in their established favorites. Their only goal is to push their own ideas as the only ones worth listening to. And given the success, and most importantly, the date of Bladimir's video, he was a massive contributing factor in laying the foundation for the arrogant, self-serving agenda pushing that we see today from Season 1 Puritans. And of course, because this is his most successful video, his perspective of speaking objectively on any subject has trickled down into every single critique video that's come after that.
Yeah, he saw big buku views on this one video, and in order to keep them big buku views up, instead of just, being himself and actually saying what the, not really the right thing, just saying what he actually truly feels, he has to throw all these sly comments every single time in all of his critiques, saying that the game is bad, it's slop, doesn't do this, doesn't do that, the character's under shit. He literally is only doing all this because this video got big buku views. I don't even know if he really cares about the game at all. There hasn't been one good video from him where he praises the game in some way, shape, or form. I haven't.
Hence why he puts the blame on his video's poor reception on being the fault of the ZZZ community and not the fault of himself. And with that, it's time we now address the elephant.
Thank God.
The highlight reel for the intro is taken from an older video on Bladimir's channel titled The Lollipop.
Yeah, this video was absolute fucking garbage. This was garbage. Actually, wait, we can take a look at that video real quick. Let's take a look how bad it is. Here we go. This, bro, the amount of dislikes, 2 fucking likes, and the crazy amount of comments. It's a lot of people literally going back and forth with everybody else. And there are so many people fucking disagreeing with this nigga, bro. You sound like you're projecting. Psychologists disprove your claim here. And there are also people that are trying to really fucking support him, and at the same time, bro, this was fucking shit, dude. Yeah.
Problem. In this video, Bladimir would do the following. Categorically accuse the creators and consumers of multiple different gacha games and anime shows of pedophilia, with
It's like
frequent calls to violence against them, contradict himself when calling Jafufu problematic for having petite body proportions despite having an adult age, then flips his arbitrary criteria when presenting adult proportioned Blue Archive characters as problematic when suddenly, now their age matters, and repeatedly displays on screen the very content that he would have you
Hey, wait, is that Flame?
matters.
Is that Flame on?
Repeatedly
Oh my, that's Flame Neon. That's one of my fucking people, bro. Holy shit. Oh my god, bro. That is a fucking great comment.
displays on screen the very content that he would have you arrested or even killed for, both in the video itself and one of 2 possible thumbnails at the time of uploading.
There's 2, or one of Waterkuma's art. The other has a screenshot of Clean Sarah. Why use Waterkuma 1 to show how easily accessible this stuff is? What the fuck is that mental gymnastics? What the fuck are you talking about? The fuck is bro? He's basically saying, if I could go find that crazy shit, I can definitely use it in my own videos. And I'm not talking about the fictional content. If this nigga could actually go and find the real life shit that easily, he would have fucking used it. That sounds like a crazy claim, but the way he worded this, to show how easily accessible this stuff is, he would have went to the he would have probably went the fucking extremes. This nigga's crazy.
This is all coming from someone who considers himself a superior and objective voice in the gacha space when compared to others, and displaces any of his shortcomings and poor reception on anything and anyone but himself. To put it bluntly, it's disgusting, and Bladimir doesn't deserve your empathy, and most certainly not your sympathy. I only recently watched this video for the first time in preparation for this response, and after having done so, there's no doubt in my mind why the Zenless Zone Zero community, or even any gacha and anime community for that matter, would want anything to do with Bladimir. He's not some voice of reason worth listening to that will steer gacha discussion in a positive direction. He's a professional victim who has repeatedly bitten the hand that feeds and thinks you're the problem. Let me make something clear to you directly, Bladimir. The ZZZ community is not the problem you think they are, and they are more than capable of managing themselves without the help of any one creator. Most certainly not you.
Exactly. I'm in the ZZ community. Well, I mean, I'm in the ZZ community because I like ZZZ and I like the game. But I'm also one of the voices out there that is actually trying to hopefully change some people's minds on, the smaller characters like the Angel Delusion, Jufufu, and Norma. And I also tell them and say, if you don't like those characters, you don't have to pull them. It's okay. Just skip content. People skip content all the time that they don't like. But calling people crimes, crashing out on others, and saying the most horrendous shit for no fucking reason. It's like, why are we doing that? It's not productive at all in the community, and all it does is just stir even more fucking BS. That's all it fucking does. Same thing what Bladimir does. He's not a voice of reason. He calls you all this bullshit. He says you should die for liking a fictional character. Do you guys want to listen to a person who tells you they kill themselves for liking a fictional character? I wouldn't. I have no sympathy, no empathy, no nothing for a nigga like him. This nigga's a fucking retard. He needs to get the hell out of fucking Zone Zero, bro. Just play a different game. Make a new channel, play something different. You want to play your variety games, make a new channel, do something else. This shit is not for you. It is not for you. Get the fuck out.
You have 3 options: stay your course, diversify your gacha content, or leave the space. I won't tell you which one I'd suggest, but after this video, I don't care either way. If anyone here is suffering from sunk cost fallacy...
Yeah, I don't care, bro. Whatever he does, I already gave him an option. Leave the game, make a new channel, and you can post all your variety content you want. Your Spyro video, your Final Fantasy, whatever the fuck. Whatever videos you want to post. You can post it on a new fucking variety channel and maybe get a community there. But in the gacha space, when it comes to like Zone Zero, you're trapped in that algorithm because you decide to make those videos, and you also decide to continue subconsciously to turn and twist your points to have some fucking approval for these moral police. That's your own damn fault, and nobody else can fucking tell you other. Well, let me phrase that. And nobody here is gonna feel sorry for you. You did it for yourself. You did.
It's you and your inability to change.
Yeah, he can't change. He doesn't want to change. Guess what I can do? I can still talk about Zone Zero while also talk about other topics in art. I just like talking about Zone Zero because Zone Zero is fun, but I can also talk about other topics. I made the Lolly video. I made the video about censorship. I made the video about taboo themings. I made those topical videos because I actually like talking about that shit, especially in the creative media and art that I do. I'm able to create an entire channel and talk about other stuff that people actually are interested in and care about. while he's out here complaining to the Zenless Zone Zero community saying that you guys are the problem. You guys don't want me. Nigga, you call people a whole bunch of bullshit. There's a reason why nobody likes you or wants you in the community. But that's enough for me. I already said enough. This will truly be my final time talking about people like him and everybody else. I just found this video, because it actually drops so much more good shit in that intro. But hey, I'm gonna see y'all later, boys. Peace out.